guys, I am here at this MLK Day Street Festival. They caught me by surprise because I didn't know they were having it until today. I came out here. Like, hey, they had the streets blocked off. So I am, you guys, I am kind of like overdressed too though. See, I'm overdressed. I wore this coat because, you know, it been kind of cold, but then the weather just switched up on you, girl, all of a sudden. So it's warm now, and I think it's going to be warm for like the next probably couple of weeks. I think I checked the weather, it's going to be warm. So yes, it's nice out here, but you guys, they have different vendors, different organizations out here promoting Inglewood Unified
Baby,
School
you guys go to
District.
Inglewood School?
No, we
Interesting. I like. How are you guys doing? So, you guys know that yes, MLK Day is on Monday, but they are celebrating it today out here in Inglewood. I think this is really nice too. Oh, they got some artwork over there. Let's see. Let's see how much I can show you guys. Oh wait. Where is Bear? So they giving these away? Are you guys giving these away? Or I guess so. They didn't say nothing. What's up, Mark? They have, oh, they have it in Spanish too. How cool is that? Free materials. Free reading materials, as you guys can see. Aha. So y'all, I was walking by this guy. Let me show the camera. I was walking by this guy, right? I guess he's Jamaican. It's like he had a Jamaican accent, right? And y'all know I just left work, you know. So not that I'm tired, but you know, I have to calm down a little bit because I see clients and then listen to them talk about their issues and stuff like that. So and usually it depends on my mood. It depends on many different factors, right? But sometimes I'm not always smiling and stuff like that. A lot of times I am smiling, but sometimes I'm not. And you're gonna say, "Oh, smile." I hate when dudes do that. Don't tell me what the fuck to do. And it's almost as if black people, like black women, we always gotta have a smile on our face. I don't like that. We can be sad, we can be upset, we can just have no affect. We can just be chilling. We don't have to walk around cheesing all the fucking time. You know, like to me that's being fake. So I told him, shut the fuck up. I was like, shut the fuck up, dude. Don't tell me what the fuck to do. That shit was funny. I'll probably see his ass again, but I got annoyed by that. Like, don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me how I should be. What's up, Mark? What's up, Chuck Woody? But look at this art. I did get annoyed by it. It's like, don't tell me what to do, though. You know, that's really annoying. It's cool, though. So they have like performances and stuff out here. Ah, what's this? Let us film you. Check that out. Artists out here? Okay, yeah, black women, don't let nobody tell you how you should have how you supposed to have your face, you know? You don't always have to have a freaking smile on your face. You can look normal. And then, check it out, club. Hey, say it loud. Hey. This is why I love getting a black community, man. here too. But this is called Market Street. Inglewood. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Music is kind of loud. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Inglewood is considered like South Central Los Angeles, California. So that's where I am. But check it out. They have quite a bit of cool bitters out here. Funnel cakes. You guys can see the airplane because this is close to the airport out here. So, yeah, it's not that far from the airport in Inglewood. As you can see, this is a festival. This is like the MLK Day. As you guys can see on my title of my video, click on the video, you can see the title. It says MLK Day Street Festival. So that's exactly what it is. And it smells really good out here too. Hi, I'm good. Hi, I'm good. Thank you. Oh, that's a clown over there. I should have shown y'all. The clown over there can tell me to smile. Dude, shut the fuck up. Tell me what to do. Don't ever tell a black woman what to do. At least not the way that way. Like you said, in a demeaning way. Like, oh, don't let your face hurt you. I'm like, bitch, my face is beautiful regardless if I smile. I don't have to wear a smile on my face to be beautiful. And I'm good. I'm just out here checking out the scenery. I want to be annoying. Some people just so annoying. But this is like another side too. They have like two sides to it. Yes, two sides. You know, honking the horn. I don't usually respond to people honking the horn at me, but I don't know who they're honking the horn at. But yeah, see guys, they have like African art, African barbs, and African jewelry. Check this out. But you know what? I've been shopping way too much. Okay, guess I'll take a look. Doesn't hurt to look, I guess. But oh, this is nice, right? That's the thing about out here in Inglewood, South Central LA. It is very culturally diverse. We have a lot of people out here. African Americans and Jamaicans and Haitians, and it's nice. I think that's also what motivated me to move out here in Inglewood, because I was living in Hollywood, and it's not that the cost of living is like that much cheaper out here. I just wanted to be around my people. It feels different when you are around people who look like you know? It's cool being in Hollywood, of course. I love Hollywood too, don't get me wrong, because I have people that, you know, I'm surrounded by that are just like me in terms of my artistic interests. A lot of creatives out there in Hollywood, but it's nothing like being around people that share your same ethnic background. It's beautiful. It just feels like you're at home. Oh, I'm gonna show you guys. This is where I go get my African wear from. If you have to ask me where I get my jewelry and stuff from, this is the place right here. Give you guys a quick little peek, but this is where I come to get my jewelry and my clothes and stuff. So that's her inside. She's working hard. Yeah, this is really nice. Have music. I don't know how long it's going to be going on though. Maybe just for today. Cool though. On Market Street, they have a lot of black-owned businesses on Market Street too, so it's really cool. Hey. He's showing us all of this stuff. Crazy. Yeah. But I was gonna show you guys also this restaurant down here that I used to go to. It's a soul food restaurant. You guys can see. There's a lot of shops and stuff out here. It's like a little flea market. It's really nice. It's one of my favorite neighborhoods. Inglewood is where it is at. And you guys who follow my Facebook page, you guys can see where when I'm trying to hold this. Got a lot of stuff I'm carrying, but if you guys follow my Facebook page, you guys can see where I posted pictures of his house. That is really nice, and I was just like, it makes me want to stay in LA. It makes me want to buy a home in LA. Now granted, New York is my home, and I know I'm going to be moving back there, but it makes me think twice, like, dang, should I buy a home here? Should I be bi-coastal? Which I'm seriously considering it. Like, honestly, I am. It's something I've been thinking about. And that's a whole nother story too, you guys, because, hold on, maybe I can end this vlog up here. But yeah, that's a whole nother story too. Yeah, I'm leaving now. That's leaving that behind me because I have like some stuff that I'm carrying and I'm kind of ready to go home. I only spent like 4 hours at work today. So it wasn't necessarily a stressful day, but I'm just ready to go home. Put it that way. I'm ready to go home and relax and get out this coat. Take out this coat. But yeah, oh my gosh, that is a whole nother. I was trying to see, can I find a place to sit? And this is a thing, y'all. Hold on. So I'm gonna show you guys. This is actually the soul food place that I'll be going to called Doolin's out here in Inglewood. And yes, they have like the best soul food. It is great. And the sign says they take EBT, but I don't know. I don't have EBT. I don't have food stamps, but I think they take the EBT. So for people, you know, like, that's good. I think that's a huge benefit. The fact that they take the EBT card, you know. Like, I remember there was a point where you couldn't even buy, like, warm food using the food stamp card. I think you had to only get cold food or something like that. Oh my gosh, Mark, you are like so behind. So you have to go back and watch my other video. If you, I guess apparently you haven't been keeping up, but I made a video about that whole situation, about the African guy. So we are no longer talking. I'm not gonna talk about that in this video, but along the lines of me being bi-coastal and me just loving LA, it's like growing on me. It took a while, I think, for it to kind of grow on me though, because I've been here since 2016. So January 27th will make 3 years I've been in LA, and it's cool. You know, people keep asking me how you like it. I'm like, it's straight. I think the reason why it took a while, because when I first came out here, I actually was in Hollywood. So I lived in Hollywood for like 2.5 years, and then I moved just recently to Inglewood, September 2018. Who's worried? Nobody's worried. I think this is the thing. I tell you guys certain things about my life, and y'all make your own projections on what y'all think. Even speaking of that, like I talked about it in my class, right? In my group therapy class. Something that came up because it was like, you know, asking what was up or whatever. And I was like, okay, I'll tell you guys about my Christmas vacation. I started talking about it, and they're just like, oh, professor's like, oh, you hurt? I was like, no, he kept asking me that. Like, he wanted me to be hurt by it. And I'm like, I'm not hurt. Why? It's not the point of hurt. It's more of disappointment and confusion at that point. But it wasn't really hurt. I'm like, you'll know if I'm hurt. Trust and believe. If I'm hurt, the world will know. But I'm not hurt by that. Why would I be hurt? I feel like he was a good guy. He's still a good guy, you know. He didn't hurt me. It's just a disappointment. And it wasn't like, oh, it was all him. It was, I own responsibility of it too. I was like, you know, it's something that it's a decision that we both had came to, like, it's not gonna work. Like, I told him first that it wasn't gonna work. And, you know, it's something that we both decided on, we agreed on. But no, I'm gonna talk about this, not that issue, but the whole thing about being bi-coastal, because I mentioned this to another person that I actually was talking to out here in LA, and I was like, I am, and you guys go back and you see my pictures where I went to the Ethiopian restaurant, right? So that picture with the guy that I took, and I shared that and said how we went to the Ethiopian restaurant. I think he was an okay guy, but he's just, I don't like people who have small minds. I like people who think big, because I'm a very big thinker and I'm a very big doer, you know. And I think when you talk to somebody who thinks small, it's like it comes off as if like, oh, you have too much pride, or I don't know, they get offended, they get intimidated by it, and maybe, I don't know, they get turned off by it. I don't know. It does something to them, right? Because they don't see life the way you see it. And so I'm talking about me being like, we're talking about like future plans, and he knows that I'm here for school, but I'm like, you know, also I'm moving back to New York because I still have my stuff there. Like, honestly, like most of my stuff is in New York. I came out here to go to school. And so next year I'll be done with my curriculum, and I'll be going back to New York in the spring. Like this time next year I'm moving back to New York. But he was like, so what about us? You know, I was like, I don't know. I mean, first of all, I just met you, so I can't make a decision like, oh, I'm going to stay here in LA just because I just met some random freaking guy, you know. But I said, I actually was thinking about being bi-coastal. And so he was like, yeah, I was like, yeah, I was thinking about actually having a house in both LA and New York. And this is the thing, when I told him that, it's like, he I don't know, he was like, I guess he didn't believe me. He was like, oh, so you just you like to have all these dreams, you know, you dream big. Like, it annoyed him, like, oh, you're a dreamer, you just have all these wishes. I'm like, dude, it's bigger than a dream, it's bigger than wishes. I have visions, but I think that's the thing about people who have small minds, because in his mind he's like, oh, you can't do that, how can you have a house in both places? I was like, people do it all the time, and I can do business in different cities. It's possible to do. I've done it. Like, I've done business all over this country and even internationally. So for a person to tell me that I can't do it, I'm like, dude, I've done it. Yes, I have done business with people in Africa, done business with people in the UK. Like, so for somebody to tell me what I can and can't do, I think that really annoys me. It really does, because I'm like, I am the authority over my own life. I mean, you can give me your opinion, but 9 times out of 10, your opinion a lot of times really doesn't affect me. I don't really care about people's opinions, you know, because I have my mind set. Not to say I can't be influenced, of course, but I know what I want to do, you know. And that really kind of, yeah, that annoyed me. I'm just like, dude, who are you to tell me? Like, oh, it's about, oh, you have all these dreams. I'm like, and that's another thing what reminded me is that the whole saying about you can't tell people what your dreams are, especially small-minded people, because in their mind, they just don't see it. Even I made the post about, like, the pictures I took of this house that I was passing by in the neighborhood where I live. It's this house. It's not even $1 million. It's like $750,000. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house. They actually have a house in the back. It's a guest house that's in the whole house in the back of that house, you know, and so that's included in the price. And I just, you know, posted it to see what people would think. And of course, I mean, people are going to have their opinions, and they have the right to their opinion, but of course I have my own. And you know, I asked people what they think about it, and then somebody was like, oh, it's very expensive in LA, how can you afford it? And you know, someone was like, you gonna move here? I'm actually trying to move away. She thought that I guess I didn't live. She thought I didn't live here, and I'm like, she thought I was moving from the South here, and she was trying to put me up on game to let me know like how I go about doing stuff. How, you know, how can I do that? Like, make that move? I'm like, first of all, I've been in LA for 3 years. Second of all, I live in New York. New York is really kind of more expensive than LA, considering what you get for your money. So granted, yeah, the rent might be the same, but the size of your apartment is going to be much smaller. So technically, it's more expensive than your city, you know, think about it in that term, by that definition. So I'm like, I know what it's like to live in a big city. I know what it's like to pay a lot of money in rent. And the way I see it, why pay so much money in rent? You can just buy it. You can use that money and invest. So I know how to hustle. I know how to survive. And for some people, they're like, oh, it's just too... I don't see it that way. And even that, I was trying to explain it to this guy I was talking to. I was like, I don't see things that way. Like, he's like, oh, how can you do it? I never... Even the same thing with the post, because she was saying those things to kind of, I guess, discourage me from wanting to live here, saying it's expensive, which a lot of people have said that it's expensive. I don't look at things like that. If I want to live a certain place, I don't even consider necessarily, oh, how much it costs, because I've lived in the most expensive cities in the country. So it doesn't matter the cost for me. It's more about what can the city offer to me? You know, what can the city provide for me? Does it have a huge market? You know, is the market viable? Can I actually operate in a business in that particular city and do well? That's the kind of questions that I'm concerned about. Not, oh, how much does it cost to live there? Of course, that matters too. But I mean, I feel like whatever the cost is, I will find a way to make it happen. That's just the way my mind thinks. I don't think like, oh, I can't achieve this because it costs X number of dollars. I think the other way around, saying that if I want to do something, I figure out what it is I want to do, and I just do it. I find out how I'm going to achieve it, and I make it happen. It's not that things such as money or financial costs can deter me away from doing something, because chances it's not. If I want to do it, it's going to happen. And I like to center myself around. Actually, I should have made this a separate video, but now, you know, it was kind of related to me talking about LA and showing you guys the fair, the MLK Day fair and everything like that. But I'm like, that's just the kind of person I am, and I really encourage other people, like, to be the same way. Like, 'cause you're going to limit yourself. People will try to put limitations on you based on what they can and can't do, based on their own failures. And I'm like, dude, that's you. That ain't got shit to do with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's you. And I think it does annoy people sometimes. They're just like, this girl, she's just living in the clouds, or she's living in a dream world. No, somebody even said that to me, my fantasy about having a polygamous relationship with multiple husbands. You know, that's a whole nother story too. I can do that a whole nother video. But just real quick, it's just like, yeah, that's something that I have been thinking about for a long time. This ain't nothing new. For you guys, it's new, but for me, this is something that has been crossed my mind, and is not something that's far-fetched. I'm like, I have a lot of options, and I've talked to a lot of different men, number one, and these men are open to it. And the girl's like, well, when you find those kind of men, then let me know. I'm like, dude, they out there. Like, do you talk to people? Like, do you even talk to men and see where their heads are? You'll be surprised where men's heads are. I'm like, I've had several men come up to me and be like, hey, I'll pay you for you to cheat on me and to do me wrong and to spend my money. I'm like, dude, for real, that sounds like illegal shit. But no, it's not really illegal. This dude actually wanted to offer me money so he can be my cuckold. And I'm just like, that's different. But think about that. That's more on the extreme, though. I'm not even talking about that's something that I want. That's kind of related, though, in a sense where, yes, I want multiple husbands, and men are open to it. And so this guy was like, well, do you think these men are going to be dominant men that are going to allow you to have other, like, yeah. We live in a different world, and I think this is another thing. Y'all are speaking from y'all very limited perspective of wherever city y'all live at in the U.S., which chances is much different than L.A. Until you live in a city like New York City and L.A., you will never be able to comprehend the shit that be coming out my mouth, because it's just different. That's the thing. People do shit. Life is much different in L.A., y'all. Y'all see that shit. That's why you think movies are made in LA, in Hollywood, because the craziest shit happens out here, you know? It's not really crazy to me, but it's crazy to y'all, you know, most of the world. It's just like, what? It's not crazy. That's why I like places like LA, New York City, but y'all know what? I think I'm about to go. I need to get some water, and then I need to head home. And I'm hoping like this weather just doesn't flip-flop too much, because it's been raining like for 4 or 5 days straight. Then boom, we get all these beautiful beautiful skies, you know, clear skies, beautiful sun, you know what I'm saying, and no rain, beautiful weather. The temperature is nice. I don't even need this jacket. I really should take it off, but where I'm gonna put it. But yeah, that's me. And I say all these things, you know, even speaking from a person who don't even have a car. So y'all like, how in the hell? I choose not to have a car. I can own a car. I think I've gotten so much in the groove of not having a car, especially living in New York City, that I just, in my mind, I convince myself, then, yo, you don't need a car. And I just been doing it like that for the longest. But it may change. It's all gonna, it may depend on, like, because I'm in the process of applying to my 3rd and last practicum within my program. So, and that shit is kind of out there. It's a juvenile correctional facility. And if I get placed there, or if I choose to work there, because it's a match process, so it's about places where I want to work, and then of course the site chooses you. So it's like we choose each other. So if it so happens where I'm matched there, yeah, I ain't gonna have no choice but to get hot. That ain't gonna work, getting on the bus. Like, that shit is kind of out there. It's like a 2-hour thing on the bus, so that ain't gonna work. So I think I may bite the bullet and just do it and get a car, but I don't know. I mean, it's a whole different culture when you take public transportation, which I've come accustomed to, and I actually like it, to be honest. Some people are like, girl, you crazy, but I actually do. I actually like it. And somebody was asking me, isn't the bus dirty? I'm like, well, it depends on what bus and what neighborhood where you at. It's public transportation, but that don't really bother me so much. If it bothered me that much, then I would have a car. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Y'all, I wish, sometimes I feel like some people just don't quite understand me, because I'm just so different, y'all. But I feel like I'm not that different, though. That's why I live in places like LA and Hollywood and stuff like that. I'm around other so-called weird people, and we get each other. Like, we understand, you know what I'm saying? We get each other. I wish somebody could bring me some water right now. I don't feel like going in there. But I'm gonna have to do it. I got me some almonds. Thanks, Mark. You look beautiful too. But yeah, I've made my mind up that, yeah, this is where I belong. And even Atlanta is cool too, because you got successful black people in Atlanta. Kind of got the same kind of mind frame. I like this new dress. It's pretty. Child, some beautiful men out here, child. I'm walking past them two down there, and they're like, oh, you so beautiful. Beautiful queens. I'm like, y'all beautiful too. What's up? But I think also I made my mind that, I don't know, I think I'm just going to focus on my shit. Relationships can be a huge distraction, you know? And like I say, I got options. Plenty of options. So much to, that's the reason why it's a distraction to me, because I'm like, I got too much money. I got too many dudes on my phone, man. And the reality is that I'm not even going to probably talk to none of them, to be honest. So, it didn't happen. Beautiful. That's why I like being out here in Inglewood, man. Beautiful people, hi. Beautiful black people out here, man. It's just a different feel. Living out in Hollywood, white people cool and all, but you get tired of that shit. You want to be around your people. People say race don't matter. That's bullshit. Race matter. Even when I went to Simply Wholesome, the black-owned organic grocery store and restaurant that I went to, I showed you guys. I need some water. I showed you guys a picture of my plate. I had asked the cashier, was it black-owned, right? And she goes, why? I don't know. No, she told me why, but then she was like, yeah, it's black-owned. And I'm like, why? Because that's important. I'm black, and you not know that probably 90% of the people who eat here chose this place because it's black. Yeah, I'm gonna be at the UK, but I'm about to stop talking. I didn't talk enough. I just want to show you guys that. I thought it was really cool. They had a march too. It was pretty interesting. They had a march throughout Inglewood, and then I guess somehow maybe they probably passed through here. I don't know. I think they ended up at a park somewhere. And they do it every year. And I guess they usually say they do it on Mondays, but they chose to do it today on Saturday. So I think that's pretty cool. It's just, I love stuff like this. But you know what? I'm about to catch you guys later. And be blessed. Stay positive. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do. I try to separate myself from people like that. So I'm going to catch you guys later. Bye.